This week, I learned about how to take part in a virtual meeting, how to prepare, how to participate, and I am sharing it with you.
Let's face it, the world of work has completely changed. The boardroom? It's not a physical room anymore. Nope, it's that grid of pixels staring back at you from your screen. Our careers, the deals we close, even our team chemistry, it all hinges on how well we navigate this virtual space. So today, we're going to break down exactly how to perfect your virtual handshake.
So, you might be wondering what's really at stake here. Well, it's huge. Just look at this. The average CEO spends a jaw-dropping 72% of their work week in meetings. 72%! When that much of your professional life is happening in a virtual room, every single interaction, every little detail, it all counts. Getting your online etiquette right isn't just a minor tweak, it's a massive strategic advantage.
You know, the root of the problem for so many of us is this thing called the toggle tax. It's that mental drag, that feeling of exhaustion you get from jumping between Zoom and Teams and Slack and email, all while trying to fix some random tech glitch. It's the hidden cost of our digital work life, and honestly, it's draining our focus and our energy. And that's exactly what we're here to fix.
So here's our game plan. We're going to walk through the entire life of a meeting, from start to finish. We'll start by setting the stage in this new virtual boardroom. Then we'll get into the crucial 15-minute prep ritual. After that, we'll cover how to master your presence during the meeting, how to close with an effective exit, and finally, we'll tie it all together with a look at creating a culture of respect.
Okay, first up, the new virtual boardroom. And here's the big idea. Being fluent in virtual meetings is no longer just a nice-to-have skill. It is an absolutely essential professional competency. These days, your presence isn't about the suit you wear walking into a room. It's about how you command the pixels and audio that represent you online.
And this is where things get tricky, right? We're all living in this curious crossover. We're trying to balance the high-stakes formal demands of our jobs with, the very casual, sometimes chaotic reality of our own homes. And this is the danger zone, where that professional polish can just totally fall apart if we're not careful.
So how do we manage that? Well, that brings us to our first really actionable section, the 15-minute ritual. Look, the success of your meeting is pretty much decided before you even click that join button. Preparation is your single best defense against all those little technical gremlins that are just waiting to ruin your credibility.
And this whole ritual, it boils down to 3 simple, powerful steps. First, the tech check. Second, optimizing your stage, and yes, it is a stage. And third, a little digital housekeeping. Let's see what that actually looks like. This really brings that ritual to life. You're starting your tech check a full 15 minutes before showtime. You're optimizing your stage, making sure your lighting is good, your background is clean, and you're doing your digital housekeeping, closing all those extra tabs and apps that are just eating up your computer's memory. This isn't just a suggestion, it's the discipline you need for a flawless entrance every single time.
Okay, let's get into some real pro-level tips that make a massive difference. First, a dedicated USB mic is a total game changer. It gets rid of that horrible echo from your laptop's mic. Second, if you can, plug into a wired Ethernet cable. It gives you a rock-solid connection so you don't freeze mid-sentence. And finally, please, plug in your laptop. Battery saver mode will slow your computer down right when you need it most.
All right, preparation? Check. You're ready to go. Now it's time for the main event, mastering your presence. Once you're in that meeting, everything you do or don't do sends a signal about how engaged and respectful you are. This is where you either build up your authority or you watch it crumble.
And wow, this really puts it in black and white, doesn't it? On one side, you've got professional presence, looking at the camera, not just your screen, muting yourself when you're not talking, using that raise hand feature. And on the other side, all the things that just kill your credibility. Multitasking, and trust me, we can all see your eyes darting around, eating on camera, or letting your Slack notifications ding right in the middle of someone's presentation.
What you wear matters too, but for some really specific technical reasons. You want to avoid tiny, tight stripes because it can create this weird, wavy, distracting shimmer on camera. And extreme colors can be a problem too. Bright white can blow out the camera's exposure and make you look like a glowing ghost, while deep black can make you totally disappear into your background. The whole point is to keep the focus on you and what you're saying.
And let's be honest, meeting fatigue is so real. Just staring at that grid of faces is exhausting for our brains. But platforms are starting to offer solutions. Microsoft Teams has Together mode, which puts everyone in a shared space, like an auditorium, and it feels much more natural. And if you're really just not feeling it, Zoom's avatars are a great option. They track your head movements and expressions so you still look engaged, but without all the pressure of being on live video.
Okay, this is super useful. Let's break down the right tool for the right job because each one has its own etiquette edge. Zoom is awesome for big groups, and its AI can even summarize the meeting for you. Teams, with its Together mode, is perfect if your company runs on Microsoft 365. Google Meet makes it super easy for guests to join. WebEx is the go-to for top-notch security, plus it has cool stuff like gesture recognition. And Slack huddles, perfect for those quick chats that help you avoid a formal meeting altogether. So you've crushed the prep, you've mastered your presence, but don't drop the ball now. How you leave a meeting is every bit as important as how you enter it. So that brings us to our fourth section, the effective exit. You want to end with total clarity and purpose, not just suddenly vanish.
And just like our prep, this comes down to a simple 3-step discipline. First, summarize the action items. Why is this so critical? Because it ensures everybody leaves on the same page and it kills any confusion later on. Second, assign owners and deadlines for each of those items right then and there. This builds instant accountability. And finally, always end with a simple, professional thank you. It seems small, but it goes a long way in building a positive, respectful culture.
And really, all of this, it rolls up into our final and maybe most important point, building a culture of respect. This isn't about memorizing a long list of rules. It's about developing a personal digital discipline where every single thing you do contributes to a more effective, professional, and respectful environment for everyone. It's about getting that your digital presence directly impacts your entire team.
This quote it sums it all up perfectly. It's not just about rules, it's about showing respect. When you take those 15 minutes to make sure your connection is crystal clear and your presence is professional, you are sending a powerful message to everyone else on that call. You're telling them, I value your time and I value your contribution. You are showing them you're a reliable and considerate pro. And that's really what it all boils down to, isn't it? Every single time you join a call, you are making an impression. You are extending a virtual handshake. So, after everything we've talked about today, you have to ask yourself, is my virtual handshake firm, confident, and professional? Is it helping me build trust and move my career forward, or is it actually holding me back?
Did you learn something new and exciting about virtual meetings? Share it here. I want to know about it too.